Sometimes, the one person everyone overlooks, holds the answer the world is desperately searching for. That's how the story begins. In a bustling corporate tower in downtown Chicago, where glass walls shimmered like pride and ambition, every floor buzzed with tension. The company, Harrison Dynamics, was on the brink of collapse. A $50 million project had failed. Their investors were panicking, the boardroom was in chaos, and the CEO, Claire Harrison, hadn't slept in 3 nights. And yet, among all the engineers, analysts, and consultants scrambling for answers, no one noticed the quiet man pushing a mop down the hallway. His name was Ethan Cole, a single dad, working the night shift as a janitor. No one knew much about him. They just knew he worked hard, kept to himself, and left before sunrise to get his 9-year-old daughter, Lily, ready for school. But what no one saw, was the sketchbook he carried in his pocket. The one filled with mechanical designs, formulas, and dreams long buried under bills and broken promises. Years ago, Ethan had been an aerospace engineer, one of the best. But when his wife died of cancer, and medical debt consumed everything, he gave it all up to raise Lily. The degrees, the patents, the ambitions, gone. Now, he was the man who cleaned other people's messes, in more ways than one. That night, everything changed. It was nearly midnight when Ethan overheard 2 executives arguing near the boardroom. The company's newest product, a cutting-edge energy turbine, had a design flaw. One small miscalculation had cost them $50 million, and they were about to lose a government contract that kept thousands of employees in work. "Whoever designed this made a mistake in the fluid dynamics model," one shouted. "And who's going to fix it, Mike? We've had 20 engineers on this for weeks." The door slammed, leaving silence. Ethan stood outside, staring at the blueprints they had accidentally left behind on the table. He shouldn't have touched them. He knew that. But something deep inside him, the part of him that still believed, wouldn't let go. He walked closer, looked over the drawings, and froze. There it was. A simple error. A single angular misalignment in the pressure valve design. The kind of thing no one noticed unless they'd spent years in the field. And Ethan had. He pulled out his sketchbook, flipped to a clean page, and started to draw. His pencil moved fast, memory guiding every stroke, recalculating pressure ratios, adjusting torque balance, redrawing the turbine blades. When he was done, he tore out the page and left it beside the blueprint, unsigned. Then, he quietly left to finish his shift. The next morning, chaos erupted. The engineering team found the sketch. "Who did this?" one of them asked, staring at the corrected formula. This fixes the whole system." Within hours, the CEO called an emergency meeting. She stood before the board, trembling, holding the anonymous page. "Someone in this building just saved us $50 million, she said. "And I want to know who." Every employee was questioned. Every engineer, every intern, every consultant. But no one came forward. That night, as Ethan mopped the marble floors outside the CEO's office, she stepped out, exhaustion painted across her face. "Hey," she said gently. "You work here every night, right?" Ethan nodded. "Yes, ma'am." She hesitated. "You didn't happen to see anyone in the boardroom late last night, did you?" Ethan froze, his heart pounding. He wanted to say no, to stay invisible. But something about her tone, the quiet sincerity, broke his silence. He sighed. "Ma'am, I left a drawing. I didn't mean to intrude. I just saw the blueprint and..." Her eyes widened. "You did that?" He nodded, nervous. "It was probably nothing. I'm sorry if I..." But before he could finish, she stepped forward, her voice trembling. "Ethan, you didn't just fix a turbine. You saved this company." The next day, she brought him before the entire board. The same people who used to pass by him in the halls without a glance now stared in disbelief. The CEO turned to them and said, "This man, our janitor, solved what our top engineers couldn't." With one sketch. Silence filled the room. Then applause. Loud, honest, emotional applause. Ethan stood there, stunned. Claire smiled through tears. "From today onward, you're no longer cleaning floors. You're leading the design team for our next project." The crowd erupted again. Ethan's life transformed overnight. His salary multiplied, his confidence returned, and most importantly, he could finally give his daughter the life she deserved. But despite everything, he still kept that mop in his office corner, a reminder of where he came from. A few weeks later, at a company-wide event, the CEO asked Ethan to speak. Nervously, he stepped to the microphone, Lily watching proudly from the front row. He said, "I used to think life had forgotten me. But maybe, sometimes, we're just being prepared for something greater. Never let your title define your worth. Sometimes, the janitor has the mind of an engineer, and the heart of a father who refuses to give up." The room fell silent. Then, everyone stood and applauded. Lily ran up to him, hugged his leg, and whispered, "I'm proud of you, Dad." He smiled, eyes shining. "I'm proud of you too, sweetheart." And as the camera pans out, the narrator's voice echoes. Never underestimate anyone. Greatness often wears the uniform of humility. If this story touched your heart, like, share, and subscribe, because somewhere out there, another unsung hero is waiting for their moment to be seen.